What's up, everybody? Welcome. NFC Roundtable Week 13. Big news happening this week. We're going to get into it all. But before we get into everything, I'm going to introduce everybody. For the NFC North, we have Brian Robinson and Anderson Eye Candy Andy Hanna. NFC West, we have Jerry Christian. And in the South, and in the Least, we have Big Mike Stout. How we all doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Very rush crowd. We get one response. I ask a question. I get good. That's all I get.
Kind of tired.
I had a late night last night, dude. Leave me alone, all right?
Abandoning his Cowboys gear.
So let's just let's quit all the pleasantries, if you will. And we're gonna let the NFC North boys go at it for a little bit. Let them break down the 3 games that they have in their division. Talk news and notes of the NFC North. I'm gonna kick Jerry out, Stout out, and I'm gonna leave and let you two ugly face your radio gentlemen have your fun.
See, at least we got all the unintelligent people out of the screen, right?
Something like that. We're actually starting with the Packers versus the bye week, and I think the bye week's going to squeak this one out. But you guys got some serious injuries going on. Well, Aaron, of course, he went to go see a doctor this week. Hopefully, he'll be okay. Maybe not against the Bears. Maybe he might catch the sniffles for us. But what do you think that's going to be his long-term effects, along with those with that bad toe?
Well, it's an interesting question. I mean, obviously, you saw as the game last week wore on, you saw that the whatever injection he had was starting to wear down. Don't know if it's ever going to get any better. I mean, he had a week off is great, but it's not going to correct the problem. He's deciding not to have surgery, which is I see his point, but I mean, if it's not going to get any better, this could be something that could really hinder him, and especially if he, takes that one hit. I mean, it could send him to the sidelines. I mean,
right.
The biggest thing right now is team wise is getting healthy. Looking at the injury report, I see a lot of limited practices or did not practice. Obviously, just because of being the bye week, they're not going to push these guys hard. I do know though that Aaron Jones will probably be a full go next week. Lazard is still limited, but it sounds like he's on the right track. And then they're talking about their key defensive players that they've been missing for several weeks are starting to get back into that range where we could see them on the field. That would be huge for this defense to get their guys back, make it a little more solid for the stretch run going into the playoffs.
I think that's probably just it too, is because some of them are actually kind of getting up there. Aaron, for example, is no spring chicken, so whatever he decides to do with his toe, I'm not saying that's going to be a lingering situation, for years to come, but he might be more apt to actually injure that as time goes on, even next year.
Correct.
But so we got the Vikings versus the Lions. That's going to be a real barn burner for sure. Although it's going to be interesting because the Vikings, they've got about 1 million people out, including Dalvin Cook, including some key players that are actually going to be out. So, is this going to be the week?
I mean, we've said that for a few other games. We're thinking it's going to be the week. I mean, me included with the Bears game on Thanksgiving. I thought the Bears were primed to be taken down, and they squeaked it out. No, but
never a question.
I don't know. I mean, the Vikings have been playing very good football, to be honest, in the last few weeks. They did beat the Packers. They've beaten some decent teams, and they've kept into some games, even though you had the last week against the Niners where Kirk Cousins doesn't know where his center's lined up. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think the Lions will have the the power to take this team down, even with all the injuries Minnesota has. I just don't see it happening.
It's a possibility. I'm just saying, any given Sunday, you might want to say it like that. But I mean, literally, you got Dalvin Cook out, you got Smith out, you got, oh my goodness, the list just goes on and on and on. One of the good things about, with Everson Griffin, for example, he came out and of course he had mentioned the fact that, he wants to be an advocate for, mental health issues and things like that. And I want to say that it was Brandon Marshall with the Bears, who actually, came when he of course admitted the fact that he had mental issues in the past. He of course was working to fix any and all things that he had, and he actually became quite the advocate for it. So,
right,
I believe if you ever see any lime green shoes, because this is their the NFL's week for that. I think that is actually like the mental health part of it. So that's a wonderful cause for sure. But Detroit, I'm not saying that they have a chance. I'm saying that they might have a chance. With the walking wounded with the Vikings.
Is their running back still out? I think Swift's out, right?
Dalvin Cook, yeah, he's out.
Well, I think on Detroit's running back.
They did, in fact, I think they brought back Kerryon Johnson, I think, for a workout. So, you once a lion, always a lion, I suppose. I mean, that's a strong possibility.
Yeah. I just, that's if with their running back being out, that's basically their go-to guy. I mean, the guy was catching balls, the guy's running the ball everywhere. I mean, he's kind of like their only weapon. And if the Lions don't have that, I mean, what do you truly have? I mean, you just don't have anybody. I mean, Jared Goff, obviously, there's a reason why he's on the Lions. There's a reason why the Rams traded him. He's not that good.
Perfect. It's a perfect storm, it sounds like. Then, of course, we have the Bears when they're going to beat up on the Cardinals today. So Kyler Murray, of course, he's questionable. I think he's actually officially questionable, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play. So he's going to be back, of course. And then, of course, you have that whole, is he going to play well because of the fact that he's coming off of an injury? Timing is going to be off and everything's going to be just slightly off. And would the Bears take advantage? Or would the undefeated on the road Cardinals, decide to come in and get handed their first loss, in my opinion?
Yeah, Arizona has actually kind of played well, even without Kyler Murray. It's just their system. I mean, Colt McCoy came in, did a great job running the offense, managing it. And, to have Hopkins and Murray out and to still win ball games it's a testament to how the Arizona Cardinals offense is set up. Defensively, they do a decent job. I mean, again, the Bears, it's, offensively, they struggle. They struggle to score points. They'll look good at some drives and then they get around the 20 and then they forget how to go forward. And, you can't win just kicking field goals. You got to score touchdowns against these guys. And especially if they've got especially if Kyler Murray does play today and Hopkins is playing today, it'll be interesting to see A, rust, B, how is their game speed and just to see if they can just still link up like they did pre-injuries.
Right.
They said the weather today could be a big factor, and they're talking about rain. They're talking about, wind. There could be the possibility that Kyler gets held out one more week if they deem the field's not right.
He's already been listed as playing by Cliff Kingsbury along with Hopkins.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
All right,
got him 5 hours ago, saying that they're both going to be playing. So
yeah, coming off of a bye week where they were almost expected to come back the game before, so they're about 2 weeks behind schedule of when people thought they were going to come back. So I think it's pretty safe to say that they're going to be playing.
And I just don't think the Bears will have the defensive power to keep these guys in check. I really don't.
It's the Bears.
So,
what you West guys? Well, you also have Hicks. He's out. You have Goodwin, of course. He's a wide receiver. He's out for the Bears. This is. Oh my goodness, you still got Khalil Mack, you still got Roquan Smith, you still got several guys, Justin Fields and Allen Robinson, and there are several members of the Bears who are of course out on defense, which is always going to be their strong suit. And even if they don't score 40 points a game, they usually keep it close for an opportunity to win. Now, unfortunately, with this, naturally, of course, I'm going to say the Bears are going to win. 235 to -14. However.
Typical Bears fan delusional.
However, still we got to hear from the peanut gallery, the West peanut gallery, but it might be a little bit more of a struggle simply because of all the defensive players are out for the Bears. So,
yeah, I was going to say, is the Red Rocket getting the start today?
You do in fact have Andy Dalton, who's actually starting. Justin Fields is technically still out. And I think, let's see, DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, they're in. Justin Pugh, of course. Calf, he's an offensive lineman. He's going to be in. Brian Murray, I believe he's actually questionable. He's a quarterback. And I think that's pretty much it. So
is Matt Nagy still the coach?
We don't want to talk about that.
Did he survive another week?
Currently, yes. Now, of course, there's talk. In fact, there's talk about that one Saints coach who might be maybe looked too favorably, because he's got a bunch of family in the western suburbs there of Chicago, in and around Arlington Heights, Naperville. So you never know. Maybe it's going to be the new coach for the Chicago Bears, Sean Payton. But that's just rumor, of course, the steel scuttlebutt. So we'll see how that kind of goes, how it plays out in the coming weeks. So I think that's pretty much all we have. That's all we have on the north. I would say let's go back to the west, but the west.
Best division in football right now. Well, yeah, so we basically just talked about the Cardinals Bears game. So next up we've got the Rams taking on the Jaguars. We'll see if the Rams can get back to their winning ways after Stafford has been playing like Matt Stafford for the last couple of weeks, throwing consecutive pick sixes. They're looking to rebound back against the Jaguars. Heavy favorites against them, and I expect it to go as such, but we'll see. Jaguars have not won an away game the entire year. Rocking the 2-9 record towards the bottom of the barrel. Going into the Rams, who are 3-2 at home, 7-4 overall. Rams are starting to get snuck up on for that top wild card spot by none other than the Niners.
It's gonna be a lot harder this week. I don't see Jaguars winning at all.
I don't either. I mean, they're
Stafford could throw 3 pick sixes, and it still I don't think would matter.
Yeah, I think today will be a rebound game for him. His wife will be in attendance at the game since she's no longer going to the away games after getting in fights with fans in the stands.
Yeah,
San Francisco game, but
what else do you expect from them fans over there in San Francisco?
Her boy was out there on the field getting destroyed, so she got angry with the fans around her. And then, so then that takes us to the Showdown in Seattle. The Niners will be traveling north up into Seattle, who's been struggling, wearing their throwback all-whites 94 uniforms, and looking to continue the winning streak. 3 straight wins. Playing like the team that everybody expected them to be at the beginning of the year before a couple of injuries. That's a good comment there. But before all the injuries took the wind out of the sails for the Niners, they're starting to regain some steam. Tough place to play in Seattle, always is. And Seattle's looking to find themselves after some really weird games where they haven't been playing like they normally do. We'll see how they can rebound against them, but I personally think the Niners just continue to roll. Key injuries for the Niners, though, is Dre Greenlaw came back last week and re-injured his groin, so apparently he probably wasn't ready to come back. Fred Warner is listed as questionable. I don't think he's going to play, but the guy hasn't missed a game in his entire career, so I think he's got that chip on his shoulder where he wants to play. But
yeah, I think he plays today.
Yeah, he's listed as a really slight chance of playing, but I mean, we'll see. And then the Niners will also be without Deebo Samuel. That's the big hit. He went down on a play late in the game against the Vikings, and he said that he felt his I believe it's his quad or his hamstring to tighten up, and so he just fell down instead of playing through that play. And they're saying that he's potentially saved himself from a major injury, and so he's only expected to miss about 1 week. But he has been the Niners center for everything, running, passing. Who know? Only Cordero Patterson thinks he can play defense. I mean, Debo's right there, potentially going over to defense. He's doing it all so far.
Well, I see this going to be a trap game though for San Francisco. I mean, I know you guys, all the division games are pretty tough throughout the NFL, but
I don't see it being a trap game because this is a huge rivalry game. So you're going into it with your head on your shoulders, ready to play. It's not like they're walking in saying, "Oh, we're just playing the Cowboys. They suck anyway."
Yeah. I mean, it's the battle for the bottom spot is what it's coming down to, you know. And I don't think Seattle's going to let that happen.
Bottom of the division, but yeah.
I mean, I picked the Niners to win, but it was just one of those. Let's see. The Seahawks might be able to, if they turn it around, but
the Seahawks are in a must-win position. Honestly, they have to win to even think about having a good year. But it's going to be tough. I think the Niners are rolling and they're picking up the steam. We'll see how they do without Deebo. That's going to be the big question. If they can come out and still run the ball like they always do. This guy knows what's up.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Trust me, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
But yeah, we'll see. Niners are 4-1 away, and they tend to be playing better on the road this year, which is kind of odd. But
yeah, I think you're going to be putting the balls, in Jimmy G's hands unless they're just going to keep running with Mitchell.
Yeah, that's the game plan. I mean, Jimmy G isn't a superstar quarterback that's out there making these spectacular plays. He's a game manager who's doing the run offense, and then he's making the passes when he needs to. And so far, it's been working these last couple games. If they go out and they have 40-plus rushes again, it's probably going to be a lopsided game. Niners will just control the clock and methodically take the ball down the field.
Look, I hope they give it to Mitchell every single play. I really do. But
you got him on your fantasy team?
Yeah, I do. So,
but yeah, that's it for the West.
It'll be an interesting matchup.
A couple boring games, and then we've got the showdown in Seattle. So
yeah. So you got the Washington football team out, playing the Raiders. So really. This week it looks like there's a chance to they at least win all the East winning all their games. But
I think the Raiders are going to take that.
For Washington, you got their starting guards out, and then you got Collins is out for their safety. So that's a big hit to Washington. But it's going to be a close game.
There it is. We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be a close game. If I had a pick, I'd probably take Washington over this, the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to pull it out. Carr has been kind of playing with a chip on his shoulder, a little ticked off, I think, of the the publicity the team's getting, and
Yeah.
he's Mr. Raider till he dies. So
Yeah.
I think they're starting to pick up some steam over there and rebound from all the drama that went on, and they're playing in the prison yard, so anything goes, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know they're playing well, but I mean, Washington just plays everybody tough. I mean, that's what it seems the case.
Brass knuckles and everything will be fair game today because it's in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
we'll see what that factors in.
They're
going to turn the light on for the eternal flame in their stadium.
Yeah,
they couldn't afford a real flame, so they just put up a light. So now they're like Motel 8. We'll leave the light on for you.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Playing at the big Roomba because that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then you got the Eagles playing the Jets, which I was looking it up earlier. They're like one of the only teams that has against another team is 11. They're 11-0 against the Jets.
Yeah, they've never lost to the Jets in the history.
Yeah, it's like one of the better records in football. But Hurts is out. You got
that hurts.
You got the mullet man coming back. Gardner, yeah, that hurts.
Minshew getting the start. Yeah, Minshew making his appearance again.
Yeah, so you got him coming out, and then you got I know Howard's out again. They're running back. I mean, which they didn't play. He picks up on little stuff like that, doesn't he? He's very simple-minded.
Dad jokes for days.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't see the Eagles losing to the Jets, even with Minshew in.
The offense will just switch to a lot of checkdowns because that's what Minshew does. He's check down Minshew, and he'll probably take off running a couple times. But I don't see them struggling against the Jets. Jets.
Especially with them being 11-0, I don't see them losing that game. And for the Giants, I mean, the last game, Giants versus Dolphins.
There you go. Brian just picked them.
So now the Jets are going to win.
Jets are going to dominate. Jets by 40.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so everybody knows, if Brian picks a team, just pick the opposite. They're probably going to win. Yeah. So there goes that. He just blew our whole little segment out of the water right there.
Yeah, I guess we were wrong.
Yeah. So you got the Giants versus the Dolphins, and Daniel Jones is out.
Yeah.
And they got that backup quarterback.
Rolling.
The
Dolphins have been rolling lately.
They have, but Daniel Jones is out. They're starting quarterback for the Giants. So now you bring in that chump from Tampa Bay, Mike Glennon, the backup quarterback, where he's from. And that long neck is going to be, showing all game long in a blue uniform. So I think who knows what Glennon shows up, that'll be deciding who
he'll look like Eli out there.
Yeah. So
that one will be interesting, but I think Miami's going to roll in that one.
Oh boy.
We got this guy back talking to himself on mute again.
Yeah, he does. I love it when he does it. He's got good comments, but he can't.
It's so stupid. I always mute myself, trying not to hear you guys, thinking it shut you guys up, but it mutes myself. But
we enjoy it.
Anyway,
the intelligence of the South.
I'm just getting ready for the best segment, so I just figured I'd jump in early.
Filibuster Sidoris is on.
I just figured I'd jump in early and give them what they want.
Do we have enough time left, Jerry? You think? Is Mike joining?
We didn't plot out another 45 minutes of the show just to talk to Doris's team.
Talk about the 2 games in the NFC South.
Yeah.
What?
I'll let you guys take it away.
I figured I'd jump in and cover the Saints debacle against the Cowgirls. We'll see you in a bit, Jer.
Right.
What up, Mike? I can do that too.
Yeah, mine's better. I got mine first.
This is what we
This is
call
original.
product placement.
This is the
Wait a
original.
minute. Mike and Mike. There we go. So let's.
Mine's better. I got mine first.
I told I wanted mine to say Michael. He just couldn't spell it. But
That's not surprising from the UCF.
UCF.
field.
Yeah. So let's get into this mess at the Saints versus the Cowboys, shall we?
I didn't see no mess. I mean,
I loved it. Scott, I mean, the
I
Saints
love
losing.
this
The Saints losing pretty much gives Bucs a stranglehold on the NFC South. I mean, they win today. They put themselves 5 games ahead of anybody in the South.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much over. But Saints decide to go with the wish version of Tim Tebow, that quarterback this week. And that's really not saying much. I mean,
then he broke it. He broke his finger, and
dude,
when
the
we were
dude's
talking
always
about,
hurt, though.
yeah, I know, but he literally had a broken finger, and like Jerry, when we were texting, we were talking about the game. How bad is Simeon got to be that they left in a guy with a broken finger over you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what it is? This is what's messed up, right? The Saints built their playbook around having the option of Taysom Hill to come in, give him a spark, and make the defense plan for something they may not see. Does that make sense? You take time out of your defensive game planning to plan for Taysom Hill. But when he's your starting quarterback, where is that X factor? Where is that surprise package? It's not there. Taysom Hill, when he's that quarterback, is their entire team. And he proved it this week. He went 19 of 41, 264 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. He was 11 rushing yards for 101 yards. Or 11 rushes for 101 yards.
And I didn't understand that. Like, he was tearing up Dallas' defense running. So, Dallas, if they would have played anybody else on Thursday night, I think it would have been a lot worse. If they actually played one of the decent teams, it would have been a lot worse. They made a crap ton of mistakes, and just because
the
we were
Saints
playing
defense is legit.
Yeah,
That's
they
a good
are.
defense.
I mean, we made a bunch of mistakes, but Dak threw an interception. But what only kept us in the game is the Saints offense, made us win that game. Their defense did a really good job.
Trust me, I know. I had Jameis Winston as a quarterback for a couple of years. He kept all opposing teams in the game. You could be up 21 and not feel comfortable knowing that Jameis Winston was at the helm because you knew something was going to happen. Here we go. Brady came to Tampa knowing it was the weakest division and the defense. Our defense is struggling this year. We have nobody. I mean, these Christians, I don't understand. They don't seem very Christian-like to me at all. Just tearing into Tom Brady because he's not. Yeah, he's just not. He's not theirs. I hated Brady too. I was pissed when we got him. But, oh, my God. I might get a tattoo on my butt cheek.
Yeah. No, nobody wants to see that.
Deshaun, Jameis Winston is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers Voldemort. He who shall not be named. I mean, he has so much potential, so much talent, and he just makes stupid mistakes. But he didn't cost him this week. It was Taysom Hill that did. You can't be a one-man show in the NFL.
No.
Taysom Hill, I told you guys, he's not a quarterback. He's not worth the money they're paying him. He got paid all that money to be this difference maker. And he was. He was the difference maker in that game. Way to use your money. You just bought Dallas a win.
Yeah, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
I mean,
You know, we didn't play very well. I mean, there you can see. I still don't understand what their strategy. I know the Cowboys already played, but why Elliott is even playing right now? If you even watched the game, you could see his knees bothering him. He doesn't have that spark.
yeah.
And they gave it to Pollard, and there he goes. I mean, I talked to you this about the beginning of the season.
Oh, I know. We definitely, when we were still doing the audio podcast, we hit on that really hard. How Pollard honestly could be the number one.
He could, but I don't know why Zeke's playing. I mean, I get that he wants to play, but his knee's still bothering him. And Dallas got decimated. The past few weeks with injuries. We got D Law back, which was awesome. Watching him, but
the peanut gallery's chiming in.
He's got to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's looked good this year. You can't take that away from him. He's doing what needs to be done. He's getting you 3 yards of carry.
Well, I think he hit over 1,000 yards this week. I think he only needed like 19 or something. So I think he hit over 1,000 yards.
Right. Yeah. My point is that if your halfback's getting you 3 yards average, and you're playing 4-down football, he's doing his job. Yeah. Now, if he's getting 3.5, even better. But if you're averaging 3 yards at halfback, it's not great numbers, but you're definitely doing your job.
Yeah, and I love it. He's just mad because.
Yeah, it's just mad because he doesn't have Brady. He's got Carr. We won't get into that.
They're going to lose to Washington today, so hey, that's going to be a stinger.
So you going to sit with me on this NFC South coverage, or?
I'll sit with you. I mean, you got one game to cover, don't you?
Yeah, but it's a big game.
It's really not
the only game on the schedule that matters.
Atlanta's going to win by 40.
But anyway,
Matty Ice is going to come back, and the old Matty Ice.
Matty Ice is looking good this year, but we won't get into that right now. Let's discuss this whole COVID. I don't know what you want to call it, scandal. What my thing is this. First of all, Rick Stroud posts a report with no background information. If he doesn't post that, nothing's done, right? So congratulations, he did his job. He made the story public. Great. Don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that if I'm in a locker room, right? We're in a locker room together, and you're known to be suspended every team you've been on, been a cancer in every team you've been on, kind of like real life. You come to me, and you're like, hey, got a great idea. How about me, you, and this scrub-ass wide receiver that's on the practice squad? Let's go to a county that we've never been in our entire lives and get COVID cards made. We'll use the Johnson & Johnson because you only need one shot, and it's good to go. We're done. No questions asked. Why in the hell are you putting your future in the hands of Antonio Brown? I mean, we can bring everybody for this. I want to get everybody's opinion on this. I mean, this is stupid to me. I mean,
why aren't they putting their future in Kyle Trask?
Get out of here. So anyway, they did put their future in Trask, but we're not on that subject right now. But how do you have somebody that's made a train wreck of his entire career come to you with this brainstorm of an idea that's going to just change everything? Stop looking at your watch. I have a question. I mean, how do you do that? How do you go to that?
He's a starter, and look at the guys who he influenced.
Mike Edwards is leading the team in interceptions. He's destroying people this year. He's playing well. His stats, I mean, he's the number one on any team in the NFL.
Did you know that he doesn't have one interception in practice going up against Kyle Trask?
He does, actually. That was the big story this offseason.
No, Kyle Trask is lights out, man.
But
Yeah.
seriously, how do you go along with that idea? I can see Franklin doing it because he's young enough to. I mean, well, Edwards is young enough too, but in his career, Franklin's young enough to admire and want to be Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's a great receiver on the field, but how do you let him suck you into something so stupid?
It all comes down to your beliefs around the whole vaccine stuff, and if you wanted to do it or not, or if, hey, there's a possible out of not having to do it, but they think you did it. I don't think it has to do with, oh, Antonio Brown is my idol, let me do what he does.
The NFL, you don't have to be fully vaccinated to play in the NFL. You just have to admit that you're not. There's no rule saying that every team has to be fully vaccinated.
Okay.
They wanted to get the teams, brought to a higher vaccination level so that the season could continue. But there's no rule in the rule book saying that the whole team has to be vaccinated. Look at Cole Beasley. I mean,
It depends. I mean,
Aaron
we want to
Rodgers.
look at it like from a young person's standpoint, or a guy's standpoint, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, it's going to be quick and easy. It's going to cost me a few bucks, done. But that's just one of those things where you make silly decisions when you're a younger person. If that's your choice is to actually go in and get the shot and then be able to actually play, chances are you're probably going to go and get the shot just so you can play.
Yep.
But somebody was just not thinking, hey, I know a guy who knows a guy. He knows a guy who knows two guys. We can actually get this done probably within the next 6 to 8 months.
but they didn't know a guy.
Yeah.
That was the
Well,
issue. He was asking his staff to get him fake cards. It wasn't
okay,
like Go ahead, Mike.
No, didn't Arians want everybody vaccinated though? Wasn't
He
that
did.
like the big story? And so now you got to look at it this way. Arians wanted everybody to get the shot, and they wanted him to get the shot for his whole football team. He told everybody, and I think that's the reason why. I think they didn't want to get it, and they were just trying to please their coach, and they just went and did it. Antonio Brown, I don't think so, but I think the other players did it. Brown was just trying to find an easy way out. But, I mean, that's where I'm coming from with Arians saying that he wanted everybody to get the shot. And, then he came out publicly and said that everybody's been, vaccinated?
Right. The Bucs were like the first or second team to be fully vaccinated.
So now you just didn't screw up your own persona. You just made your coach look like a freaking idiot is what you did. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good point you made about the with if you have a personal issue with either getting any one of the, for example, whatever the health issues may or may not develop throughout the course of time. I think some of them are in younger kids or something like that, inflamed heart, things like that. So you could say it's a performance thing. You can go the religion route. You can go whatever the case might be. So you have options. In order to be able to actually circumvent what they're basically saying, but they decided to take the path of least resistance, which of course is going to be, suspended 3 games apparently this way.
it's not the 3 games doesn't affect AB as much as it does the rest. 3 game checks to AB is like finding shit in the couch cushions. You know what I mean? The man makes his
made a
money.
lot of bad decisions. Antonio Brown's made a lot of bad decisions. I think he's probably, those 3 game checks will probably end up affecting him pretty much too. So,
Yeah. But anyway, I'll let you guys
At the
out.
end of the day, it doesn't hurt the Bucs because they're playing against high school teams in their division. So,
Anyway, I'm going to let you guys out of here. I'm going to
speaking of teams losing to Washington, now to the Bucs.
Nobody likes Jerry. We're just going to remove him from the show, I think. But anyway, I'm going to cover the Saints game, Falcons, and then we'll get back to the pick 6. Leave you. Bye. All right, Mike. So,
All right.
Saints Falcons. Bucs Falcons. Bucs are getting healthier. Carlton Davis is back finally. He's going to be huge. CB1 is back. You have Bunting on the other side of the corner. But what sucks now is we have another starting secondary member out with an injury. Jordan Whitehead is out with the torn calf. Or a calf strain, sorry, not tear. But I don't think it's going to matter this week The Falcons could be up by 28 at halftime and still find a way to give this game up. But I've learned my lesson in talking trash about the other teams. I'm not going to say the Bucs are going to blow them out. I'm not going to say 50 burger. I'm not going to say any of that. All I'm going to say is if the Bucs lose this game, they're still 4 games up in the division. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't see Atlanta's somewhat turning around a little bit. It seems they're like getting all in sync with the new coach and everything. But with you guys getting healthy, I don't see them. I think I picked the Bucs. I think the Bucs will win by at least 7. Oh, there we go. Falcons win.
Damn it! But
Falcons win.
I mean, I don't think. Let me put it this way: if the Bucs make the Falcons become one-dimensional, and they have to throw the ball,
yeah,
that's the only way. I mean, I think the Falcons come out trying to run the ball, they're going to lose the game. So if they make them one-dimensional and have them throw the ball, you're playing in the Falcons' hands. So I really think you might see is the Bucs run the ball. I think you might see Leonard Fournette approach 100, 120 yards today. But like I said Tuesday, if the Falcons come out and they're throwing the ball all over the yard, I mean, any given Sunday, it's an interdivision game. Bucs are favored by 11.5 on the road.
Yeah.
It's a trap to me. I mean, next week we got the Bills. So you had a big game against Indy, big game against the Bills coming up, and you got the Falcons in between, like a sandwich without any meat. But
well, I mean, I looked at it as this. Brady's never used to having like a star like running back, really. Fournette proved what he could do this year, and I don't know why Brady just, Brady wants the balls in his hand. He wants to throw the ball. It's like, look, I love Brady, don't get me wrong, but he does, man. I mean, he wants to throw that ball around, inflated, deflated, whatever, instead of just handing the ball off,
No, I get it.
And I love it that he's handing off to Fournette. I just absolutely love it. And I wish he'd throw more to Godwin, but
right, you got him in fantasy. We all know Godwin should have a big game this week. He usually feasts against the Falcons. But
I just think is Vea playing? Because I know
Vea is in. Yep. Vea is playing. And that's what I'm saying. You can't run against these Bucs. They proved it in Indy. Speaking of which, Indy, such a great time. I can't thank Eli Otero, Lucha Blue enough. He showed us a great time. The stadium there is insane. They put on such a show. I mean, it was awesome. We get there about 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're all drinking soda because we're good little boys. And we end up walking to the tailgate, and walking to the game. I'm telling you, so many people take pictures with Eli. It's crazy. He's really good with the kids too. He gives them all cards.
Yep.
I mean, what's that terrible quarterback's name? Wentz cards, Manning cards, things like that. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The Sean Sizdale says the Falcons are swapping centers. I did not know that. So that might have an issue with the exchange, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad you guys had a good time down here in Indy. I was kind of disappointed that I heard you guys were down here, and
come on,
I didn't get a phone call like you guys were down here. Nothing.
You got a text. Well, let me bring everybody back in here.
We pulled up. I took a dump in your front yard. We were sleeping.
Really?
We honestly,
I thought it was one of the cows out back, dude. I didn't know that was you. I thought it was one of the cows.
No, that was me. All me.
Man, the deer around here are getting huge.
Rumor is that Rod still can't find his phone, though, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. We have every intention of going to see you at the game, but Rod lost his phone. We turn around. We're all the way damn near Lafayette. And Rod's like, "You got to go back. I lost my phone."
Yeah.
So he
turns out
turn around, go all the way back to Lowell, 30 minutes, both, about an hour we wasted driving to get Rod's phone that happened to fall underneath my seat. And on
It wasn't
side,
under your seat.
It was
under your left butt cheek, vibrating while we were trying to call it to see if it was in the truck.
And
somebody couldn't find it.
Because I had that fake knee, I have no feeling in that side of my leg. There's nerve damage. So he's calling his phone, and I guess it's going off the entire time, vibrating. I don't feel shit. We're in, and ends up we get there. He's like, "Call my phone." I call it, and Jerry sees it lighting up from
I look in the back seat, and there's a light glowing from Mike's butt. There's, hey, but the phone's right here. Yeah. So
anyway,
great time,
gentlemen. You know what time it is, right? Time for pick six.
It's for Brian to prove us all wrong.
So we're going to be nice this week since Brian.
Where's the cool pick six graphic?
Someone didn't share it to me yet.
Oh.
So,
Real
Jeez, oh Pete's.
I know.
Way to go. Way to go.
I mean, I'd have to go like this, and Stott would have to go like that, and Brian would have to go like
you know
that.
what that looks like
over here.
It's like a terrible Brady.
Go.
Here's a
Terrible-
story. A man named
terrible
Brady.
Brady
That's what
bunch.
it looks like.
Well, anyway, we're the ugliest Brady bunch there is. I'll tell you that.
Who cheated and played the worst teams of them all?
So we're gonna let the caboose of this pick 'em.
Are you talking about Brian?
Yeah. We're gonna let him go first for once.
Oh my God, I feel special, kind of like my picks.
You are special.
God. Okay,
Let's go.
All right, since you were on the Bucs Falcons game, I'm just going to start there. Bucs will win. They shouldn't have any issues, in my opinion.
I'm gonna make my picks while he goes. I got the Falcons.
So if you're playing at home, pick the opposite, right?
Oh my God.
So next game I picked was the Cardinals over the Bears. The Bears just don't have enough. I think the Cardinals will just go in there. They'll win and move on the next week.
It's really damp up here today.
Yeah, I know, but I still think it's doesn't gonna matter.
What was Murray's injury?
Was that what was that?
Lower leg injury.
Wasn't it his ankle?
Or ankle injury?
Ankle.
Yeah.
Yep. He's going to twist. He's going to slip. He's going to fall. He's going to go out. Bears going to win.
I mean,
win.
He was
Soldier
supposed to be
Field-
back almost 3 weeks ago, and they sat him.
yeah, but Soldier Field is almost like a terrible high school field. But that's an insult to high school fields.
You're talking about the people that are playing, not the quality of the field, right?
I think we're at both at this point.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's almost like that Hobart Bricky's field. That's how bad it is.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Only bad memories for people from Griffith. But anyway, let's continue Robinson's picks.
And then I got the Niners over the Seahawks.
You
had to do it.
know what this is? He's just picking us off this week.
I'm gonna take all your guys' teams.
The 12th man's going to be quiet. And I got the Colts over the Texans. Should be pretty obvious. The Colts will be pretty ticked off after what they should have had as a victory last week against the Buccaneers. But
It was a great show, man. They really were very hospitable. They showed us a great game and ended up letting us win in the end.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. If the Texans beat the Colts and the Bears beat the Cardinals, then you definitely have a curse on your picks.
I do. I know. This will be the week. This will be the week that proves it, right? So, okay.
I'm just glad
then
the Cowboys are already done. Don't have to worry about that.
yeah. So I've got the Bengals over the Chargers. The Chargers are coming out east. The weather's not as good. The Bengals are playing good. They will win. And then the Vikings over the Lions.
The Lions got a chance.
The Lions don't have a chance.
They do now. You
You know
just
what? You know what? We said that if they get one victory, that'd be great. At least they got one tie, so they can just lose the other 16. So,
Yeah, I think they're going over.
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where the Lions will win.
Hey, there's like 45 things that have to happen, and they're in the playoffs.
That is true. That we should have showed that graphic.
They're not eliminated.
Right. So recap them again for us real quick, Ryan.
Okay, I've got Bucks over Falcons, Cardinals over Bears, Niners over Seahawks, Colts over the Texans, Bengals over the Chargers, Vikings over the Lions.
Right on. I guess we'll go me since I'm third. Not
tied
doing
for tied for third.
doing very well. But all right. So got the Bears over. No, I don't. Not a chance. So I got the Cards winning. Got the Rams beating the Jags. I mean, those are like free throws for anybody but Shaq. Got the Colts winning again. Free throw. Chiefs and a squeaker. I really think that should be a good game. They're either the team that everybody thought they were last year, or they're falling off. I mean, this is a make or break game for them, I think. Got the Bills taking control of the AFC over the Patriots. I think that's the game that's going to determine who's going to represent the AFC in their loss to the Bucs in the Super Bowl.
If the NFL is truly scripted, we're going to see Bucs versus Patriots, so we can have the Tom Brady saga again.
If the NFL is truly scripted, Vince McMahon is in the wrong business.
Hey,
because if it's scripted, I mean, that's a lot of writing.
I'm just saying there's always a story for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What about the Bucs Raiders story? What was that?
It was the tuck rule, man.
No, it wasn't. Bucs Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I just wanted to mention
guy
that
with the
one more
Raiders
time.
in his logo. Ask him what he thinks.
I mean, then I got that terrible team that thinks they're going to make the playoffs, winning in the West. I got the Niners.
The Rams?
No, I got the Niners winning this week. I'm hoping everyone picked them, but no.
Nope.
So there you got Cards, Rams, Colts, Bills, Chiefs, Niners.
All right.
Andy, it's you.
I got the Colts. Now, they definitely should have actually beaten that one team from the South. It's cool, though. Indeed. So they're going to come out and they're actually going to win. Vikings, of course, versus Detroit. Detroit they are a juggernaut, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Vikings on this one.
Detroit
The Finns.
juggernaut.
Got the Finns winning. The Bucs, yeah, I got them squeaking out even though, well, I don't know. And like I said before, in Trask we trust. So as long as he gets in there, it's a guaranteed victory there. You got the Rams, and then you got the Chiefs, I don't know. I kind of like the Bills. I kind of like the Bills over the Patriots in that particular one. You got a lot of ifs and this, that, the other, but then you also have Mac Jones, who's been lights out pretty much all year, but you had the Bills, who are just like that up and coming team that once you get everything together, they're going to be unstoppable. You never know. You never know where that's going to be. So
You don't get an and or pick.
come on, be cool.
Come on, Jimmy. Everybody's doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
So,
come on, we're going to get vaccine cards. Come
Rams
on.
and Chiefs.
One more time.
No.
All right, stop.
So we got Chiefs,
All right.
Bucs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, Colts. Bears
Oh.
big over the Cards.
You gotta love it. All right. Well, I don't know. All right. So I got the Cowboys winning versus Saints. Oh, Jerry won't let me do that. I forgot. Jerry's all mad because I can't do that.
You can't pick a game
So I
after
got
it's over.
I texted you in the middle of the game. It wasn't over
No,
yet.
you texted me in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. You're like, oh, by the way, I'm taking the Cowboys.
There was 2 minutes left.
I said it was in the game, man.
There was 2 minutes
It's
left,
in the
and your
game.
text was still uncertain. You were like, ah.
I'm almost positive they got it now.
Oh, all right. Let's get this done with. I got the Ravens winning I got the Eagles winning. I got the Rams winning. I got the Bengals winning. I got the Bucs winning.
And who?
He froze.
And my last hurts to even say it. I got the Niners winning.
That's right. That's right.
That was hard. That was
Froze
hard.
again.
That's what she said.
You know, I hope it froze. I hope it froze on the Niners. I did. I hope it froze on the Niners.
It did,
All
because
right,
you always
Jerry.
get choked up talking about a winning team.
So those are my pick 6 for the week.
Jerry, it's all you.
Oh, which
What?
brings us to the leader of the pack. This
Dallas?
guy. This guy. We're not talking losses. All right, so I got the Cardinals over the Bears because it's the Bears, let's be honest. He didn't even pick his own team.
I thought we weren't supposed to pick our own teams.
Oh, come on. You've been picking them every week and losing. We got the Colts over the Texans in what should be a very lopsided game. I'm taking the Raiders over Washington because
His daddy made him.
only crappy teams lose to Washington. Taking the Niners over Seahawks because the Seahawks suck. But then I got the Rams over the Jags in what should be a very lopsided game, and the Bucs over the Falcons in what should be a very lopsided game.
From your mouth to
But-
God's ears.
We'll see.
So
Hey, how come the 49ers haven't gotten copyright infringement from St. Francis University?
What?
Same
Yeah,
logo, different colors.
yeah. All right, gentlemen. Any closing thoughts? Andy, closing thoughts?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you next
Thoughts, thoughts to himself.
All right, man.
Oh, I got all kinds of thoughts, but you know what? It's not going to be. It's not kind.
All right.
Bashing my 4 Bears. Bears going to win big, huge.
Bears win big.
Win big.
All right, you heard it here last, first and only.
What are
Bye.
they winning yet? All right, go Niners.
Stout. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put
Put on
this.
a winning team hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
I was there last night. It was freaking awesome, dude. I had the best time last night.
Fun
That's
fact:
awesome.
Baylor just became the only championship team in the state of Texas since 2014, when they also were the championship team.
Well, right on. He's
Oh,
making
just-
fun of your Cowboys again.
You should have
All right,
let Jerry go first.
We'll see you next Sunday. Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
welcome to my neighborhood.
hey, how's it going?
Closing thoughts, sir?
Well, we're getting closer to that time of the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see how the good teams are going to fare out, especially as the seeding process gets there. And, you know, as much as I hate to say it, and it really pains me, I would not be sad if the Bears won this week. So I'm kind of a little bit, I'm kind of rooting for them. It's hard.
Bear down. We all need the Bears to win this week.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see it. You know, now that we're getting into the, you know, they say after Thanksgiving is when it truly starts. See what these teams will pull away, let the seedings begin, and let's see what happens.
Right on. See you next Sunday.
Take it easy.
These comments
Sister
are great.
Christian.
These comments are great.
I was just ignoring him. He's going off in a tangent.
You can probably hear him if you listen. You can probably hear him out your door.
Right? So give me your closing thoughts, sir.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be a good game, but I want the Niners to roll. It'll be interesting to see how they roll into Seattle, which is again always a tough place to play, no matter how well they're playing.
Yeah.
And you got Pete Carroll up there, you know, cheating away. So, king of cheating. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how the game goes, but go Niners. I'll let you close out by yourself and filibuster talking about the Bucs, and nobody can talk bad about them.
There we go.
Yeah.
See you next Sunday.
Go Falcons.
That's right. Go away. All right. Well, I appreciate you all stopping in today. Bucs win this week, and always dominate the NFC South. This will be the only time Andy gets to hear me say this. Go Bears. See you all next Sunday.
Hey, you still got us live, dude.